Welcome everybody to week 3. We are looking at the matchups for week 3. We saw the Thursday night Lions versus the Tigers. What a great outing that was. The Lions ended up taking the win, but what a great game that was. We got to see the second best offense versus the second best defense in that matchup. Well, we're going to take a look at the matchups today. We got the first game, I believe, is the Vipers versus the Dragons. So in the Vipers versus the Dragons game, we got the first total offense going against the first pass defense and the third best defense for the Dragons, even though they are 0-2 and really are struggling on offense. The Dragons right now are 8th overall in total offense, 7th in the pass, and there's only 8 teams. Let's make that clear. So the Dragons are last in total offense. So they are 0-2 and the Vipers are 2-0. So look for the Vipers to score a lot of points here, but the Dragons have an opportunity to turn things around because they are at home, thankfully. Because if they were on the road going to the Vipers 0-2, they would be in big trouble. But at least they are going, at least the Vipers have to come to them. So the Dragons do have a chance to turn things around if they can slow down the Vipers and Phil Clemens and Derek Albright and Shane Lott and Edgar Plummer. They are Tito Snow, Adam Warwick. They got all the guys, John Anderson. They got all the guys that they need to make this happen. They're also tied third for turnover differential. So look for the Vipers to score a lot of points in this matchup today. I believe the second game is the Scorpions versus the Bears. So this matchup, we're looking at the Bears, who are 2-0 and are third for points per game, going against the 7th points per game. But they are 4th best offense in the top 4, where the Scorpions are on the bottom half on the 5th best offense. Pretty standard across the board, 6th and 5th for rushing and passing for the Scorpions. They struggled last week. They only scored 10 points, but were still able to stay in the top half. So they did score a lot of points when they get going. So this is a good chance for the Scorpions to turn things around. The head coach is on the hot seat. They've been talking all week about firing the offensive coordinator for scoring only 10 points against the Tigers. Also, they're talking about firing the head coach. So there's a lot of pressure. Tiki Carter's also underperformed in the first 2 games, and he's been venting his frustration on social media, talk about how he's frustrated and all this. So this is a big chance for the Scorpions to turn things around. If not, they could be in serious trouble. And then the Bears with Bill Morris and Blaine Strickland and William Hillard, I believe it is, the running back, who is the second best rushing game. They have 350 yards collectively as a team. They're running the ball very well. They are last for the pass and 8th passing offense with only 493 yards in 2 games. But their rushing offense is absolutely phenomenal, and no one's been able to stop or even slow down William Hillard. He's scored 6 touchdowns, I believe, in 2 games, and is playing absolutely phenomenal football. But look down at the bottom there, you'll notice right away that the Bears are first for turnover differential. But the Scorpions are tied third for turnover differential. So there could be a few turnovers by the Scorpions. So look for something like that. Look for the Bears to run up a lot of points with the running game, and let's really see. But if also take a look, I just noticed at the last second before I look at our last matchup, look at the rushing defense for the Scorpions compared to the rushing offense of the Bears. So we got the second best rush defense versus the second best running offense. So will we see a collide there or a clash of the Titans, and maybe the Bears start to throw the ball because they might not be able to move the ball on the ground? That's also possible for this matchup. So let's really take a look at how the Bears, when they come out, how they approach to either they set the running tone early and unable to do that and have to change plans, or are they going to stick to the running game and be able to dominate? And the Scorpions, are they going to be able to stop William Hillard, the running game, and change them to throw? And is Tiki Carter and Josh Buchanan, Darren Litton, John Waters, Anquan Seymour, these guys got to really start getting this turned around for the Scorpions. Make a big statement here to beat the Bears in the Bears Stadium would be really, really quite the statement. Okay, then moving on here to the Sharks and Wolverines. So the Wolverines are second for the best passing offense. I believe Teeny Tiny Thomas has thrown 10 touchdowns, tied with Mark McCoy with 10 touchdowns coming into week 3. I know Mark McCoy has more now, but going into week 3, they both had 10 touchdowns. So let's see what Tiny Thomas can do against the Sharks. But when you look at the Sharks, look at their defense. I know that their points per game, eighth points per game, and offense, total offense 7th, and total rushing offense 7th, passing offense 6th. It just looks horrendous. They look like one of the worst teams in the league. And then you look at the bottom and their defense, and it's first and second. So how can you be 1-1 and have one of have the best defense? I'm going to say have the best defense and have such a terrible offense like that. That is absolutely insanity to think about. And then you look at the Wolverines have what's his name, the wide receiver, Keon Turner. Keon Turner's leading the league in receptions with 18 catches. They got C.J. Diggs on the other side, who they need to get more involved, and also their upcoming star Jesse. Jesus Christ, it's slipping my name. I won't forget his name after this week. The running back for the Wolverines is doing really, really good this year, catching the ball, running the ball, and it's been very impressive to watch Jesse Bonds do what he did and really surprise people. He was probably pretty upset that I forgot his name, and he's probably pretty upset that he got drafted so low. But Jesse Bonds has been really coming through for the Wolverines. So if they can keep that going, they should be able to win a ball game. They've been playing really, really well on offense, but unable to finish the games, even being 4th for points per game, averaging 45 per game, but are unable to get a win, where the Sharks are one of the worst offenses and 8th for points per game, and they were still able to snag a win. So I'm really looking forward to this matchup. They're both really at the bottom for turnovers, if you look too, at -2 and -7. The Wolverines are -7 for turnover differential, so look for the Wolverines to turn the ball over a lot in this game, even more so because they're going against the top defense, and Tiny Thomas has been struggling to throw the ball. All right. Hope you enjoyed the matchup. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.